All right, guys. If you would like to tag along with me, so for those of you that are behind or are not here today, this is a lesson on how to use Photoshop for video. And I have a logo, and if you go to your Chrome and you go to your shared folder under the TGV 3M shared, I also send you a link on an email. You would download this logo. You would right click, download it, put it on your desktop or a folder on your desktop. Okay, so I've done so already, and I'm going into Photoshop. I go into File, Open, locate the file, desktop or your downloads, and find that logo. Okay, I have it open here. So for the first things we're going to learn is how to get rid of backgrounds and images. So your logo for your commercial, it might be an existing product logo that you already have on the internet, or you made your own. Most likely it's going to have a white background. It may be a PNG, you might get lucky and it's transparent and you don't have to worry about it. But the objective here today is to layer your logos so you can bring it into After Effects, you can animate it. So first things first, guys. If you guys notice on the layers, you have a locked key. I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see. To unlock it, it's very simple. Just double click on the lock. It'll ask you to name it a layer. You're going to press OK. All right, I'll give you a few seconds to do that. When you don't have a lock, it's unlocked. Are we all good? Okay, moving on to the next one. I'm going to get rid of the white background. Now, on the left-hand side, you'll have a keys. It might be a quick selection at first, but the fourth tool from the bottom, from the top, if you click and hold it and let go, you have a magic wand tool. Okay, I'll show you both quick selection and magic wand, but in this case, we're going to click magic wand. I'll back up here. Now, let me explain the magic wand tool. What we're doing, and if you essentially look at this, guys, when you look at bitmap images, they're essentially small little squares, bitmaps or pixels or raster images. With the magic wand tool, you're telling the computer, click on this red, and my tolerance is set at 10. Yours is probably set at 32. What do you guys have as tolerance for the magic wand? 32. That's a default setting. You can change it. What that means is you're going to say to the computer, select that red and 32 very similars to that red. Okay? So when you click on this red, you'll notice there's a mask around it. Okay? So, it did a good job. Now, you could say, well, it didn't pick up all those small little red pixels or the pink pixels. Well, you might want to increase it to 64, which doubles it up. So I'll click the red again. Right? It picked up a bit more. Say 100. Double click again. So it's not picking up those small pink pixels. I could hold shift and add those pixels to it. Okay. Okay, awesome. Now zooming in and zooming out, it's very simple, guys. You could do the command plus minus on your keyboard. Me personally, I like using spacebar with my index finger, command with my middle finger. So I have spacebar and command, and I have the ability to click and drag an area with my mouse. Okay. If you just use spacebar, you're panning around the artboard. So spacebar only gives you the hand tool and lets you pan around. Zooming out, spacebar, command alt, and clicking also goes back. Command 0 is also a good shortcut. If you're zoomed in too much, press command 0, it'll go back to the default scale. Okay. So with that red selected, I could do this. Pay attention, guys. I'm going to press Command X. What Command X does, it cuts those pixels. Now, if I go to Edit and Paste Special, Shift Command V, paste and placed. But notice something special happened here on the left-hand side, the right-hand side here. A new layer appeared. If we hit the eyeballs, you can see that the maple leaf flag was extracted from the main image and placed on a separate layer. Okay? Let's go back to layer 0. With my magic wand tool, with contiguous on, I'm going to click the white background. Notice it selected white, but it didn't select all the white. You guys see that? Okay? So I could specify the computer with this layer selected, pressing the delete or backspace button will delete those pixels. So I just made my background transparent on that layer 0. I'll go further and I'll actually click on the white inside the circle. I'll press delete. Now I don't want to delete the whites inside the second wind or the arch in here, so I'll leave that alone. I'll press Command D to deselect my how would you say mask. Okay. Now, when animating a logo, ask yourself, what elements do you want to animate? Okay. Now watch this, guys. I'm going to click on the gray. And I know it may be going fast for some students, but the video is available for you guys. Check this out. I clicked on the gray here. The reds got selected. Does anybody know why the red got selected and not the gray? Thank you. Very good observation, Griffin. If I go back to layer 0, I will select that gray. Now, sir, how do you get all the gray selected all in one shot? Well, there's a few options. There's contiguous. Contiguous off will say, I want you to click on gray and any other gray in the actual image. Now, here's a problem. A tolerance of 100 is too much. That gray thinks black is in that realm. Okay, and it still does. Okay, so if I bring it out to 10, notice how only those grays got selected. Now, it's also picking up some weird pixels over here. So in retrospect, having contiguous off is not a good thing. So how do I select more than one gray area? Excellent. Shift, Damien, good work. If I click on this with contiguous on, click on Shift and click the other areas, you can add other grays to that mask. I'm going to press Command X. Notice those are gone. It's in the memory of the computer. Edit, paste special, paste in place. We'll paste it in a new layer on a separate layer. Okay? All right, let's go with the next image here. I'm going to click on this black. And sure, I'll Command X, Command Shift V, and I'll go into the white. Hold Shift and grab those pixels. Now, in retrospect, I could probably go 32 tolerance, and I'll pick a better job. Command X. Now, it didn't select anything. Sorry, on the wrong layer. Command X, Command Shift V. Now, they're all layer numbers. If you want to give them layers, you can say this is the Inukshuk. This could be the compass, or whatever, like whatever makes it easier for you to recognize. Gray arrows and red Canada. I'm just double clicking on the layer. Yeah, double click it and you should be able to type it. And I'll call this text. It doesn't matter what you call it really, as long as you know, but it makes it easier when you actually name the layers so that when you go to animate, you know what you're animating. All right. Now, when I go to save this, because it has multiple layers, it's going to force me to save this as a Photoshop file, which is good. So I'm going to press Command S and save this. And it's automatically going to call it the same file, but a .psd. So I just recommend just keeping it like that and just saving it as a Photoshop file. Just make sure that it has the layers dialog box clicked. It should be automatically clicked with layers, and press save. All right. I'm going to stop this lesson for now. I'm going to show you a two-part when you're bringing it into After Effects.